Hi everybody. Is everyone enjoying the weather? Yeah, I love it. I feel my powers are finally returning. I can finally dress like your favorite normcore dad. Speaking of dads, my dad is hotter than your dad because he was cremated. I was crafting my, if you couldn't tell, I'm queer, opener for my set, and I just thought I would hand out a prop replica of my childhood trauma, which would be the urn that my father's ashes are in, and when you open the lid it plays I'm Still Here from Follies by Elaine Stritch. So I didn't get a chance to come out to my father when he was alive, but I kind of just imagine him smiling down on me in the wintertime when it's too cold to take off his firefighter sweatshirt that I'm wearing while I'm masturbating. I know younger people fantasize about what their life is going to be like in the future, what jobs they'll have, what they'll achieve, what their apartment might look like. I, as a second grader, used to fantasize about being left at the altar. I kind of imagined that my wedding would be catered by Panera Bread. And I just was thinking, being devastated that I have so much Panera Bread that I don't know what to do with it. And then mysteriously later I get a phone call from my fiance, and we'd meet at another Panera Bread and we'd have this deep emotional conversation and then have hate sex. I personally do not subscribe to astrology, although I understand that it is important for my queer family, because you have to turn to something when you have that much trauma. However, when I was 7, I was at Ocean State Job Lot with my mother, and I saw this display of coffee mugs that had the astrology signs and the respective characteristics on them, and I found the one that said Pisces, and I brought it to my mother sobbing, and I said, tears streaming down my eyes, this cup says I'm sensitive. And then she was like, it also says you're a Leo rising, which means that you're a stunt queen. I also believe that kids do rebellious stuff to piss off their parents. Some smoke or some drink. I registered as a Republican briefly. I had sex recently, thank you very much. It was Father's Day, that was only a coincidence. I called him Daddy once. But he started wanting to talk about cultural appropriation with me for some reason. And that turned into a conversation about colonialism, and then that kind of turned into a very hands-on demonstration. I'm not like other queers. My fiber intake is atrocious. I think representation is very important. I mean, we have Crazy Rich Asians now, which means that if I talk to white people and they say something wrong about the film, I can call them racist and write a think piece for BuzzFeed. But my personal representation is watching every cooking competition show with lesbian chefs that use kimchi as an ingredient. I bought myself something pretty recently. I got myself an Alexander McQueen bracelet, and I promised myself that I would wear it at least 100 days before I was allowed to get